Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into a fascinating topic: comprehensive psychological perspectives on crime. We'll explore how theories of the mind, behavior, and social influence help us understand the complex nature of criminal activity. Our goal is to uncover insights that can lead to more effective prevention strategies. I'm excited to guide you through these perspectives and their practical implications. Let's get started. When we talk about psychological theories of crime, we're focusing on how mental processes, personality traits, and social influences come together to shape criminal behavior. These theories don't just look at what people do, but why they do it, digging into how their thoughts and feelings might lead to certain actions. Key to this approach is understanding individual cognition, how a person perceives and processes information, as well as unconscious drives that could motivate behavior without them even realizing it. Environmental factors also play a significant role, showing how a person's surroundings can impact their choices. Grasping these concepts is really important because it helps us develop crime prevention strategies that not only address external social conditions, but also the internal motives that drive individuals toward crime. This comprehensive understanding gives us better tools to intervene and support positive change. Freud's psychoanalytic theory suggests that criminal behavior originates from unresolved unconscious conflicts and impulses. At the core of this theory is the ID, which contains our basic aggressive and sexual urges. If these urges aren't properly managed, they can drive someone toward criminal actions. The ego and superego act as control mechanisms, working to keep the ID's impulses in check by balancing our desires with reality and moral standards. However, when someone experiences trauma early in childhood, it can disrupt this balance, leading to persistent, unconscious tensions that may manifest as criminal behavior later in life. Understanding these unconscious drives gives us insight into why some individuals might struggle with controlling harmful impulses. Behavioral theory suggests that crime is not something people are born into, but rather a behavior that is learned over time. This learning happens through reinforcement, meaning that when criminal actions lead to rewards or help someone avoid punishment, they are more likely to engage in those actions again. For example, consider youth involved in theft. If stealing brings them approval from their peers or some material gain, these positive outcomes reinforce the behavior, making it more likely they will continue down this path. Essentially, the consequences of their actions play a crucial role in shaping whether or not they keep committing crimes. Social learning theory, as proposed by Bandura, tells us that people learn behaviors, including criminal ones, by watching and imitating those around them, especially role models and peers. So, when someone observes important figures in their environment engaging in crime, they may start to mimic those actions. But it's not just about copying. Reinforcement plays a big role too. If the behavior is rewarded or goes unpunished, it becomes more ingrained, while negative consequences might discourage it. A clear example of this process is seen in gang involvement, where peers not only model criminal behavior but also reinforce it, making it more likely for individuals to continue down that path. Cognitive theory helps us understand crime by looking at the way people think. It suggests that distorted thinking patterns and poor decision-making play a big role in why some individuals commit criminal acts. Offenders often justify or rationalize their behavior, minimizing the risks involved or struggling with moral reasoning, which makes deviant behavior more likely. This theory emphasizes the importance of what goes on inside a person's mind, their internal thought processes, in influencing their choices to engage in crime. Essentially, it tells us that faulty thinking is a key factor behind criminal behavior, which has important implications for how we approach prevention and rehabilitation. When we look at personality theory in relation to criminal behavior, research has found that certain personality traits and disorders tend to correlate with higher crime rates. For example, individuals who exhibit traits like impulsivity, aggression, and a lack of empathy are often more likely to engage in offending. One of the most well-known examples is psychopathy. This personality pattern is marked by manipulativeness and an absence of remorse, which clearly links these traits to criminal actions. Understanding these connections helps us grasp why some individuals might be more prone to criminal behavior than others. Merton's strain theory helps us understand why people might turn to crime. The basic idea is that society sets certain goals for success, like financial wealth or social status, But not everyone has the same opportunities to reach these goals through accepted, lawful ways. This gap creates a kind of psychological pressure or strain. When people feel blocked from achieving what society says they should, they might experience stress or frustration. In response, some may choose to cope by engaging in deviant or criminal actions, seeing these as alternate routes to attain success or to relieve their pressure. So, the theory highlights how societal structure and unequal opportunities can push individuals toward crime. Hershey's control theory emphasizes how crucial strong social bonds are for preventing crime. These bonds connect individuals to their family, school, and community, creating a network of social regulation. When these attachments are weak or missing, the level of social control drops, making it easier for deviant behavior to occur. On the other hand, reinforcing these social ties acts as a powerful protective factor, helping to keep people away from criminal activities. By focusing on strengthening connections within families, schools, and communities, we can effectively reduce criminal behavior through enhanced social control. This highlights just how important these relationships are in maintaining social order and preventing crime. When we look at psychological theories, they give us a deep understanding of the internal motives, learned behaviors, and social relationships that play a role in influencing criminal behavior. By bringing together these different perspectives, we can create crime prevention strategies that are much more tailored and effective. These strategies take into account unconscious impulses, cognitive distortions, reinforcement patterns, personality traits, and the impact of social connections. Ultimately, the goal is to develop approaches that reduce criminal behavior by addressing the complex mix of psychological and social factors involved.